Can you reach that from here? I don't remember where that path is. Okay, it is here. Is it just a straight line? I don't trust these paths, and you shouldn't either. Oh shit, there's another one. That's not very nice. There's so many butterflies. There's at least 3. Like 1, 2, 3. Anyone else? Hi. Howdy do. I would just like this item real quick. Thank you. No need to fight. No! Hey, he died. Maybe he's gone. I don't know. I don't know if they, Oh, wow. It counts this as being the last bonfire I sat down at. Alright. That's one way to keep getting 10 flasks, I guess. Without having to warp back and forth. It's just a warp directly to here. Yeah, when you warp here, if you don't sit down, it doesn't set that as your new bonfire. Huh. So here's the test, is do the golden golems respawn? They're specifically gold instead of blue, so you'd think that makes them special, but that's... I mean, that's just a signifier that they're more difficult, because they take way more damage to kill, and I think they do more damage. But it also might mean they don't respawn, but not necessarily. It might just be that the ones that have prisoners inside them don't respawn. Either way, they both died. One I killed, and the other one just fell off the cliff while I died. Which, I'll take it. You'll notice that I'm pretty consistently and exclusively dying due to platforming reasons. Got pushed off a ledge twice, and then that time, that particular ledge just happened to be too steep, and I just went flying off. So there's supposed to be a secret bonfire, I think, in this zone. I think. I feel like it's one of those places where every time I play it, people are like, oh my god, you don't know about the bonfire? And then I look it up, I'm like, oh shit. But then I don't remember where it was ever. That apparently was also Lost Izalith. Apparently in Dragon Butt Land there is a bonfire. Which might be closer. Okay, this one didn't respawn. Like that, in the Dragon Butt Land bonfire might be closer to Bed of Chaos than the one I used. Although, honestly, that path's not very difficult. No! Alright, well there goes 22,000 souls or whatever that was. This zone can fuck off! I like this zone in I like this zone in concept. Like the invisible platforms and the crystal platforms are all a fun idea. There's just an unfortunate thing in Dark Souls where the difference between a 1000% totally stable forever you're completely safe platform and a fuck you die instantly platform are imperceptible to the human eye. So you're just walking around and you're like, oh, I guess I'm sliding to my death now. They just look the same. I mean, obviously the most horizontal ones are the most safe ones, but you can get blindsided by some deaths sometimes. And in particular, like that was me trying to transfer from the invisible platform to the real platform and not knowing where the cutoff point was. And the invisible platform ended early, dropped me off in mid-air, and then I fell onto the platform that wasn't as traversable. Whereas like platforms like this are way more understandable because it's clearly safe everywhere on it. But like, look how steep this looks. You're telling me I'm not sliding off of this? I could be crazy, and the fact that there's no floor around here, so you can't really tell angles compared to the direction of down, means that it's hard to judge how steep things are, so I don't know if I'm right or not. But I feel like some of the platforms I walk on the way here are steeper than the one I slip off over there. And it's a little rough to just be blindsided like that. It's kind of steep, I think. Like obviously it looks steep from here, but like this is slanted too, so like I don't know. It does fuck with your perception a little bit. You have to like really stare at it to be sure. There's nothing here. Where do I go next? Oh, just straight along? Been a while. I'm trying to remember whether or not this bonfire I'm talking about is real or not. Wait, does this not go anywhere? I think this is a dead end. I think it's just that item and nothing else. Whoops. I lost a lot of souls to get to that item. Hey, Shadow Friend. That might be the most useful those have ever been in the entire game. Because oftentimes it's just like a vague sense of, see, there's other people that are here with you. You're not alone. But here in particular, look at this. Look at the, what is the steepness here? You literally can't walk against it. The, here in particular, your shadow, all the shadow friends showing up everywhere can show you the secret paths of the invisible platforms. Because they can walk on them. That was not the best move. Tried though. God, the camera's losing it. Hurt. Okay. Is this the one that bends midway through? Or am I imagining that? That may have not even been accurate. I think Andrew just came to that conclusion once because he was like that because he died. I do know that if you ever die on these platforms when you know the trick, then you definitely have this weird sense of like, did they lie to me or did that one trick me or something? Because once you know how to detect what the platform is, you feel pretty confident on how to get across. And then so if you do die, you're like, what happened? How? Ah, we're here. So where is this bonfire? Is it up here? It might be here. Hi. Ah, can't see. Hey there. No, 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 no. Okay, we're okay. I accidentally did the slowest possible attack. Where is this bonfire? I swear I got comments about it before and everything. Or was it imaginary? Shit. Was it one of those was it one of those one of those Zelda moments like Wind Waker where people are just full of shit? Because sometimes people like really confidently recall something that's not true at all. Like people claiming that the map loops like Pac-Man in Wind Waker. And I think I've had at least one moment like that in Dark Souls where like a group of people all confidently claimed something, and then I looked into it and I couldn't find any confirmation that it actually existed, and it turned out that they were just like lying, but not lying because they probably meant it. It's just that they were just really wrong, and it's just one of those things where they're somehow certain. Like for example, the feeling that there must be a bonfire around here because it's such a long gauntlet without one supersedes into you just thinking, yes, there is a bonfire because there has to be, and you just sort of accept that and don't question it when you're correcting other people. I genuinely don't know which one it is. Either I don't see the bonfire and it's totally here, or people were lying to me, but I'm pretty sure that people have claimed that there's a bonfire, like, right before Seath. And right after this, I'm probably going to go down the YouTube hole of trying to research it again. And only to find out, like, oh man, I missed it again. Or, oh man, that they were full of shit. No. Okay. I keep doing the... Ow. Still punished me because I accidentally did it. I always do the slow attack on accident. I'm sure there's some dramatic moments where you could use it really well, but a lot of the time I just fuck myself by initiating the slowest animation ever. It's so slow. It's already not a fast weapon. It's already not a fast weapon, but look at how slow this fucking attack is. And it has a long recovery. That's a lot of purging stones. Man, they're slow. Hell of a knockback. That's probably one of the ones where you knock them off their feet and they do a backflip, which is cool. But usually not the most useful thing. Where is it? I swear, is somebody gaslighting me? Is somebody gaslighting me? If I die, I'm gonna look it up. But right now, I don't... Probably doesn't matter. There's gonna be a bonfire, like, in the next room. I've spent the last 3,000 years and sacrificed my scales and my legs and my eyes just so I could see the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you can't have this knowledge. Stay away from it. Whoops. I always forget that I am on the same side of that. I always think I'm by the fog gate because the room looks the same. You're so fucked if you don't attack that thing, because then you can't hurt him. But they at least give you hints that maybe you should. And they give you those hints mainly in the form of the fact that the camera focuses on it, and then he, after focusing on that cool thing you're here for, he comes swooping down, seemingly to explicitly do it to stop you. Which seems to imply that yes, you need to break that one thing. Come on, I want my mugs. Just give me mugs, Seath. It is such a pain in the ass to attack his tail. He's so big and he always wants to face you, because of course he does. It'd be weird if he didn't. Like, I want mugs. Oh! Lasers. Oh, panic laser. Ah, Seath, you fuck. He seems specially designed to be annoying if you want to attack his tail. Because he has two, like, guard tails that block his other tail. His tail's clipping through the wall half the time, and at any moment he can instantly just turn around. Like, he's not even a hard fight. I just want his tail. God damn it. And I think you have to attack the very tip of his tail, which most of the time is clipping through a wall. Or at least that's my only explanation for why I can never seem to get it. Haha, I'm stuck behind your tail, now you can't stop me. You can't rotate fast enough. Fuck. Yep, then that happens. Jesus. Okay, he's mad, I get it. Fuck. Yeah, I give up. Fuck it. God, I hate trying to get his tail. It's so annoying. Look how easy to kill he is. Uh-oh, explosion. Whoops. Ah, we beat him. Another one. He's another one of those bosses. I'd probably put him next to Centipede Demon, where like he's really cool to look at and conceptualize, but like the actual practice of fighting him is kind of like, eh. He flails his legs a bit, summons some crystals, and does a laser. And you can't appreciate how cool it is in part because the camera is so zoomed in you can't even see what he looks like, which is kind of a bummer because he looks really cool. But you have to like imagine what he looks like based on previous encounters with him. That almost seems like it might be part of why they have that encounter with him where you wander up to him and he's like... You see him from the distance as you're approaching. And then he kills you during the fight where you're meant to lose. Because I think part of that is just it's a chance for the game to properly show what Seath looks like, because during the real boss fight you're gonna just be like looking at his weird like spiky crystal gooch and that's all you can see, and that's not the best. All right, if I can get a level done right now I should do it, because whatever souls are on me I might lose in the next zone. Click. In particular because I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna bother using a weapon that can fight skeletons properly, which means that I'm gonna have to kind of run for it to an extent. Hey, where the fuck did you go, Logan? I got the key. Oh well, the real reason I'm here is the Firekeeper soul. Yeah, that's like all of them. Except one of the... I think the only one left is the one that I still need to piss off, but I decided that I was going to... Yeah, I don't want to do it yet. Let's go ahead and do our bone. Logan must have wandered off to somewhere else. I can't do his questline anyway, unless I want to buy every single... I can only do his questline if I buy every single one of his spells, and I can't even buy his spells unless I have enough intelligence for him to sell them to me in the first place, so that's probably not happening. But hey, I got my Firekeeper soul, so that's going on. It's gonna be a +5. Reinforced Estus Flask. Introduced. Leave. There we go. Next plot point for today... I could just kill that one NPC, by the way, and just take the Firekeeper soul. But I like her to attack me when it's like a betrayal situation, which normally happens when I shoot the illusion, but I want to try to... Instead of shooting the illusion, I want to see what happens if you go find the thing in the catacombs and take that to Gwendolyn, because I've never done that before. So that's the current plan. Next thing on today's to-do list, because I'm doing like late session cleanup for all the stuff I've done today. Let's go free Dusk. I need to free Dusk. Hey, blacksmith. Which embers that I have can you use?
Well, I'll be. That's a brilliant ember you've got there. For all my years in the trade, that might be the finest. How's about you leave that ember with me? I'm just an old smith. I'd give my left arm for a gem like that. Well, thank you mightily for that. Now, just leave the rest to me. Andre of Astora gets the job done, you shall see. I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there. That's an odd ember you have there. I could...
Got multiple new embers for them to look at now. Reinforced weapon, because I think armor... swords count as weapons, right? I mean, not swords, shields. Oh, I need large titanite shards still to upgrade that again. And he don't sell that. He sell these things, which are lich.
I'll be seeing you then.
Be careful out there. We wouldn't want to see you go hollow. So this somewhat qualifies as one of those examples of a strange NPC interaction that is like the kind of thing you'd only know via Wikipedia pages to an extent. And what's strangest most of all is that they hid the DLC behind it. So I guess that somewhat increases how many people know about it, because you had to know about it and if you ever wanted to do Artorias. But there's an NPC over here in one of those golden crystal golems. But the only way to get it is to go into the back of this lake over here, which, like, you might not even think you can go back here, because if you go in the middle of the lake, it kills you. But it's not enough to check. Like, instinctively you would kill the boss fight and then come here to check, right? But no, you have to kill the boss fight, then leave and like close the game and reload the game, and then when you come back, there will suddenly be a crystal golem. So it's not just enough to check the boss fight, then explore the level. You have to change the game state, essentially, and re-explore the level afterwards. Which is, like, really... That's when things get really weird, is when they start hiding NPCs behind, like, having to reload the game. Or, like... Someone be like, yeah, it's easy to find, that's normal, don't question it. But at the same time, like, no one's going to, like, beat the gaping dragon and then... leave the game, go back to Firelink Shrine, close the game, reopen the game, go back to the depths, go back to the Gaping Dragon's boss fight, and research the Gaping Dragon's boss fight chamber in case some NPC mysteriously spawned there now. But that's actually the kind of shit they pull. It's really... it's an experience.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulysio. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulysio, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee? My heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond words. Then I shout, engrave my signature. If thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. It seems that my time is done. May the great flames guide thee.
She's so weird. She's so weird for so many reasons. So there's all the stuff I just said about how she mysteriously appears in a golem in a pre-defeated area, but only after you reload the game. But in addition to that, there's two other things. One, she's like the only NPC ever that disappears when you finish talking to them. Like, ever since Demon Souls, they've had this thing where they always are like, thank you for freeing me. I will go home soon. Don't worry, I'll find my way back. It's okay. I just need to rest here for a while after my extended imprisonment where I've been doing nothing but resting. And it's never really made that much sense. But it was clearly like a lampshade on the fact that, like, you know, the character is not animated to walk away, and they don't trust the NPC to, like, path through the environment without getting killed by monsters or something, or breaking immersion by not aggroing them and stuff like that. So they're just going to transition to Firelink Shrine off camera, or wherever else they're going to go. It's fine. It's the way the franchise handles it. But this is called into question the moment this happens, because Dusk just disappears, which no one has ever done in the previous games or any future game. I think you might find some exception, but that just highlights how odd that is. Because none of the games ever do that. It's super weird. But in addition to that, she shows up as a summoning sign. And she's a summoning sign that you can use when you're not human. You just click on her, there's no confirmed dialogue of yes or no. And she just shows up instantly, even though you're not even in human mode because you're currently a hollow. And then she just shows up here. Now, I get why that happens. She shows up like this because they don't want her to get attacked by there's a lot of NPCs around here and they don't want them to attack her. So they came up with a summon sign excuse thing for why she's not here at first. It's fine. They never do it again, but it's you know, it works. But if what I also find weird is that the moment you talk to her, she disappears and her summon sign's instantly here to be used. Why is it that when you beat the Hydra, they don't instantly spawn the golem over there? Why do you have to reload the game? It's all odd. She single-handedly represents several, not just one, but like several exceptions to how NPCs work that like no other NPC follows the rules of in any game preceding or following this one, as far as I can think of. It's super odd. It highlights how like a lot of the rules to how things interact in these games is like really arbitrary nonsense that you only know because of like online hive game knowledge. And and some people claim that these games are specifically opaque because they're trying to encourage online interaction and collaboration. Like people collaboratively figure out the game, which is fine, or at least it's valid. Which I'm not even against that idea necessarily, but it does mean that Dark Souls has somewhat of an ARG nature to how some of it works, and I think that might even be related to some of its popularity, is that people needing to talk to each other about what's going on in it increases the community connections, and that might lead to the games being more popular ultimately. I'm not sure. But it does kind of mean that there's, to some extent, no such thing as a blind playthrough of Dark Souls, at least if you're actually doing half the stuff. Like, you know when somebody's doing a genuinely blind playthrough of one of these games, because they have no chance in hell of finding half these things. A normal player would never just find Dusk there. It doesn't make sense that she's hidden there. Why would you even come back? You already beat the boss, and you already searched that area.
I am Dusk of Ulisil. It is an honor to see thee again. I shall follow thine wishes.
This is, of course, in addition to the stuff like how, hey, you're a pyromancer build? Well, you didn't raise this specific thing to this exact level before beating this boss that you can beat in an optional order, so the NPC that sells the endgame stuff is despawned forever. And also, you made the wrong dialogue choice in the other conversation, but with the other pyromancy NPC, so now he's dead, and you can't upgrade your pyromancy flame anymore. Screw you. Try to become friends with the parasite people, and I don't think he can upgrade your pyromancy flame. Some of the fun types of magic. Chameleon turns you into an environmental object. Hidden weapon makes your weapon invisible. Repair repairs your weapon. They're kind of like silly, gimmicky spells, but they're fun. They're fun ones. They're fun ones. I can't even use this one, right? I don't think. I'm gonna buy it anyway. It's Chameleon. It's cool. I can't even use it. But here's the stuff. The Ivory Catalyst.
For a very long time, I was trapped within the crystal golem. From my home I was taken and banished to a plane of distortion. It was there that thou came to my rescue, long after I had relinquished all hope. So gleeful was I. My faith reneweth. The sorceries of Ulisil differ from the magic of thine age. It is difficult to explain. Ulisil's sorceries are, what doth one say? They're somewhat of an approximation. Thine sorceries are more straightforward, negating all but thyself. Dost thou not find some fascination in these discrepancies? The sorceries of... It is Ulisil that does thou... If thou art in need, pray summon me again. I only wish to be of some genuine assistance. May the flames guide thee.
I spent a lot of our co-op playthrough dressed as her because her gear increases your... I think it increased your spellcasting damage or something. So in co-op I was just running around with the most bizarre combinations of gear that all had some kind of sorcery bonus. And I was just nuking things.